Yeah, it's Aries season, but so many planets are in Aries right now, and they're having a wonderful conversation at dinner parties, and they're making changes and telling you that change is coming. And how are you feeling about that? So, been off for a little bit, got a new computer, had to get used to it, had to set it all up. Thank goodness communication and Mercury was working with me. So I was able to get it done. But then it just got me thinking about all this action, all this fire energy, and um, how it can feel different to different people, and what kind of discomforts it's creating, what kind of challenges and obstacles it's creating. And it was like, I can't just talk about one day. It's not just one day. It's the 14th Mercury is going into Aries, and then the 17th we have the new moon in Aries, and then on the 19th, I mean, everything is just like, let's get going, let's make this move. So we started this year, we wanted to get more into alignment. And as we got into this alignment, we started thinking about things that we wanted and things that we wanted to do and how we wanted to be. And we started to say, this is how I want to be. This is what I want to do. And now this energy is coming along. You've got Saturn in there going, okay, well, you said you wanted to do it, so let's go ahead and do it. But you have this fire energy behind you, this initiating cardinal fire energy behind you that's saying, let's get started. It's striking the match. Let's get it started. And it can cause a little bit of discomfort. Something's going to change, and you don't know the unseen. We just don't know. So there's a discomfort around the unseen. What's going to be on the other side of this thing that I said that I wanted to do, this thing that I said I wanted to become. And where am I going? How do I feel about it? So yeah, we have all these energies that are coming at us. And I was having a conversation with some girlfriends, and they were like, yeah, it feels kind of prickly, like pop rocks. And like, it's not unpleasant, but it is discomfortable. And I don't even know if that's a word. Anyway, we're just gonna let it go. So, the challenge comes into, like, how do I handle these discomforts? Because, this change is happening. This movement is happening. Movement's happening. And if you are one of those people like myself that said, I want to show up this way, I want to do this for community, for self, I want to create these workshops that empower that empower people. That's what I want to do. Okay, so now Saturn's going, okay, let's put this stuff in order and let's do it. And Aries, let's light the match underneath it. And all this fire energy does need to be tempered a little bit with the water that's coming in as well, whether it's in Cancer, Jupiter in Cancer. But my point is, I don't even know. I don't know what my point is. My point is, there's going to be some discomforts. Mercury in Aries is saying, hello, clarity. Hello, clarity. Aries, Mercury in Aries is quick. It's action oriented. Wants to get things done. It can also be a little bit blunt, you know, very action oriented communication style as well. But there's a little bit of, like, we've got all this flame, got all this wonderful initiating fire. Let's make sure it is what we want to do. Okay, let's keep it on the board, the whiteboard. Might not be the right time to bring it out. So we're going to just respect that Mercury is just waking up. It's like rubbing his eyes. He's coming out of Pisces right now. He's still got little eye boogers in there, and he's moving up. It's like, just let the eyes adjust a little bit. Like, write down these wonderful ideas, but let the eyes adjust a little bit. And then we have that new moon coming in. That new moon is saying, and it's a new moon at 27 degrees. So it's saying this seed that you have now planted, that you've given consideration to, what kind of fertilizer, manure, whatever, bone meal, How much lighting does it need? How much water does it need? What other types of vegetation are going to be helpful for it to have around it? But you've also been thinking about the pests, the obstacles that can come in and chew up your crop. Okay. So there's a lot of courage that comes into this. Whether you're at the point where you're like, I'm not going to make any changes. You saw that, right? There's a courage around deciding I'm not going to make changes. I'm deciding not to take movement at this point in time. But then there's also that courage to, I'm going to take a movement. I'm going to take a step forward, no matter how big or how small. And I'm going to have that courage, whatever's on the other side. I've done my work on the background. I know what could be coming up potentially. And if something else comes up, then there it is. But there's a courage that's involved with it. So where do we get this courage from? First of all, we're stepping into the unknown. Now, where's that courage come from? And one of my mentors said, confidence comes because you took the action, not before you take the action. So as each step you take, whether baby steps or bigger steps, that's where the confidence, that's where the courage comes in. Okay. With this being a new moon in Aries, so you've got the new moon, which is the beginning of something. You've got Aries, which is the beginning of the zodiac. So you've got this fresh, new start. The cosmos are telling you it's time to move. And it's at 27 degrees, that level of maturity. Okay. Remember, we talked about the things that you've got in place, what type of fertilizer, how much water. So with this type of movement that's going on, it's again the discomfort that can be there. And things that I was writing in my notes was actions will tell us what we actually believe. Now that kind of hit hard for me because I was like, well, what does that mean? I don't even know if that needs to come into this, but the discomfort is what the challenge is what the obstacle is. The discomfort of sitting still while you might see other people moving and being okay with that decision for yourself, or the discomfort to step into the unknown. Okay. And then shortly after that, the sun's going into Taurus on the 19th. So the sun and Taurus, like, what are we illuminating now? Taurus is like, okay, I know we're taking action. I know we're going for it. Let me get my right shoes on, like my right hoof. Get that idea that I'm sinking in my heels. I'm going to make this work for us. Okay. So the cosmos are supporting you through all this process. But there's a remembrance about the courage. Like, are we just like, I'm not moving, I'm not moving, I'm not, I can't. Or are we like, all right, movement's coming. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's get this going. You know? So that's the kinds of things that we're talking about. Like, it's almost like if you can think of, you tried out for this sport, told you're good at it, you tried out for the sport, and you made the next level team. And you know that on this next level team, they don't practice twice a week. Maybe they practice 5 times a week. Maybe they practice 5 times a week with an optional Saturday, Sunday practice, which is up to you if you decide to come. But you notice that the people that are going are getting better. And so it's like, okay, well, I'm going to try out for this team. I made the decision, I'm trying out. You try out for the team and you make it. You're like, okay, now it's really in my lap. How many times a week am I going to show up? What am I going to show? What discipline? What commitment am I going to show to this? And then in my diary, I wrote that there's just a batch of information coming at us, a batch of messages that are coming at us from the cosmos saying, go ahead, take the step. You said you wanted it, do it. Go. Trust in what you've done as far as your research. And I wrote down that the discomfort is around the D's, okay? Around discomforts around new direction, discomforts around new decisions, discomforts around new disciplines. So we've got the seed that we planted into the earth. We did the work with it, and now it's up for us to do the things to help it to grow into what it is we said we wanted it to grow into. Okay? Movement's coming, movement's happening. There's some discomfort around that. There is some serious discomfort, right? Let's take a moment and connect with the cards. And we're going to ask for a card that's going to show us what our potential challenges and obstacles can be. We're going to ask for a card that's going to support us through these challenges and obstacles. And then we're going to ask for another card that's going to be the gift. Obstacles and challenges. I almost flipped it over. Take a peek. Oh, make sure that's in the light. Oh my goodness. I am getting a new desk. Hopefully this won't be a problem with the new desk, but it may be. Let's get our support card out here. Oh, do you think those want to be our support card? There's just too many to be a support card. So we're going to decide between those, which is going to be our support card. Oh, I like that we have 6 of them. Interesting. And our gift. I'd like to say there's no overarching energy because nothing jumped out, but those cards jumped out. So I'm just going to hold them right there and see what that's got to be said about. So our obstacles, we kind of already know what our obstacles are around that discomfort. How does that discomfort really feel? Like that's the actual challenge. So let's look at this challenge card that's coming through. And it's the 5 of Swords. So I believe we had the 5 of Swords a while ago. And their fear of failure is what's coming into me. Fear of failure. And that kind of is what our discomfort is around, right? Like the root of it is fear of failure, fear of failing. What if it was fearing what if it was the fears around not taking movement? Okay? So this is an air card as well. This is an air card, which means that a lot of this is in our head. So we've got to get this to settle. 5 is about change. So we might need to change our mindset a little bit, change what words we're speaking to ourselves. Change what words we're speaking to ourselves about failure. So Miley Cyrus was actually the one. I just went back and I looked it up on YouTube. And it was some award ceremony that she won, but she said, and it just really resonated with me, that there's no such thing as failure when you try. She also said that it's legendary. Legends get scared too, but they do it anyway. So when you start, anyway, those two just resonated with me. I love the fact that, legends get scared anyway. Legends get scared too, but they do it anyway. Like that, another one of the things that's going on my freaking mirror. Like, no lie, the stickies going on my mirror will be huge. Legends get scared too, but they do it anyway. So when we talk about fear of failure, there's no such thing as failure when you try. And our support card is compassion. So be kind to yourself as you're going through these discomforts. The discomforts around, what disciplines you're going to have. The discomfort around the decision that you made. The discomforts around decisions, disciplines, really, and direction. So have some compassion for yourself when you start to think about these discomforts that were created. Discomforts that have been created about the direction that you're going, about the decision that you've made, about the disciplines that you're deciding to put in. Also, because this is still in Aries, it's compassion for others as well, but there's that Aries to talk about I. What's that compassion that I have for myself? What are the words that I say to myself? Air information. What words am I saying to myself? I can't do this. What was I thinking? Or, you know what? This is a little bit scary, but I'm going to give it a try, Heroes, legends get scared too, but they do it anyway. Miley Cyrus. YouTube it. The gift. Beautiful card. Beautiful. The gift. The Ten of Pentacles. Everything will come to fruition. Everything will be vibrant. Everything will come into its alignment. It's the 10, which reduces down to 1. And this is an earth card. So, it's giving me that legacy sustainability. Pentacles is coins, if you think about it that way. And that legacy of I don't know where I was going with that. Completely gone. Saying, Adrian, no, that's not it. That's not it. I'm getting, Virgo is a worker. Virgo, perfectionist, wants to get everything right, check all the boxes. And check all the boxes that are necessary. Check all the boxes that are beneficial for you to check. The nourishment of the soil, the pH of the soil, how much fertilizer do I need to put in? What kind of fertilizer am I putting in? Manure? Good old manure? Or bone meal? You've done that work. That's that Virgo energy coming in. That's that Virgo. You've aligned you've aligned your thoughts, and now it's becoming sustainable. Now it's something that's going to be inheritable. Okay, this is something that is part of your legacy. Okay, family, prosperity. There's generations here. There's the grandpa. I hope you guys can see what I'm pointing to. And then this is, I don't know if this is the dad and this is the son or the son and the dad. But you see, there's a legacy here. There's a legacy that you're creating. So whatever decision, whatever discipline, whatever direction you decided to go in, have that faith in yourself. Have that belief in yourself that you can take these steps through the unknown, to the unknown. Okay? We're not necessarily knowing what's on the other side of this, but the courage, the cosmos are giving us the courage.
We're getting to the point we have 7 planets in Aries. Everybody's saying, make the move, make that move, baby, make that move. Okay, so I don't know if that's the words, but you know what I'm saying? They're saying make the move. And have compassion for yourself when you do have that fear of failure, but don't let it keep you stagnant. Move through it anyway. Yeah? I think this is a pretty good reading myself. I forgot to introduce myself. Oh my goodness. My name is Adrienne. I am a evolutionary astrologer. I'm a Reiki Shihan. I'm an empowerment coach. If you want to know more about me, girls, boys, anybody, if you want to know more about me, jump into my website, Sage Connections. There's a section all about me. If you want to know, jump into there. I'm not going to waste your time on YouTube telling you all these different things about me because, you know, you're here for a quick moment and you are a busy person and I completely get it. If you want to work with me, please reach out. I do know that some of these transits can feel heavy. Absolutely. And they hit us all in different places. So you're not moving, I'm not moving, I'm afraid to move. Or you're that person that's doing their leg squats and they're doing their shoulder rolls and they're just getting ready, they're stretching. Okay? Wherever you are on that spectrum, if you need some help getting through these transits, please reach out to me. I'm about empowering you through the transits of the cosmos. Evolutionary astrology is about your soul and how it's evolving. And I truly believe that the cosmos are here to help us get through them successfully, to get through them in some kind of prosperous way. We can't let prosperous out. Yeah. I love empowering people and be empowered. I don't know if I want to read these other 3 cards. I don't know if we have time. But we'll take a look at them. Actually, there's 4. 5. Maybe I'll put it at the end because I really do feel like they came out for a reason. And maybe it's just a general reading. Maybe it's a reading for me because I am in this along with you. I am going along with you. I am in this with you, going through the same fears and doubts. How much content should I put out there? Is this workshop good? Is this workshop fabulous? Is it going to provide them what I want it to provide for them? Is it going to provide them the nutrients, the thought patterns, and inspire them to speak differently about themselves, to see themselves in a different light, to be an author of their own life chapters, right? And this is the architect mode, which I can't seem to figure yet. He's never too far away from me because he's good looking. But this is the architect mode. So build and have the courage to know that you can build this. Know that you can build this. Aspire to be empowered. Whew, that's a mouthful. That is a mouthful. Okay. So, have a wonderful day. Be empowered. Be courageous. Be in your confidence. Confidence comes because you took the action, not before you take the action.